Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Friday, the 14th of August. And I nearly said July there. Geez, this year is zooming past, isn't it? And in the news today, Newcastle Jets trounce Wellington Phoenix. Atlanta bow out of the Champions League, and Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid will be kicking off right now. Pakistan's precarious position. The Storm too good for Roosters. The Milwaukee Bucks MVP gets banned for a headbutt, and boats back on the water, as well as a big congratulations to George Bennett. So let's kick off with that football news. And the Wellington Phoenix went down by 3 goals to the Newcastle Jets last night. The Phoenix still have qualified for the finals series, as we mentioned, but they will definitely not finish in the top 2. It really was in their hands post-lockdown, but really a series of poor results mean that the Phoenix haven't managed to get into those important top 2 positions for the finals. They now have to wait and see to where they will finish. Currently, they sit in 3rd, but there are still 2 games left. Western United have to play Sydney FC, and then Western United have another game against Melbourne City. Currently, they sit on 36 points and in 6th place, but they have to play 1st and 2nd in the table. They are just 4 points behind the Wellington Phoenix in 3rd place. So Western United could climb from 6th all the way up to 3rd if they get 2 wins. Obviously, Brisbane Roar and Perth Glory, who are in 4th and 5th currently, will also be keeping an eye on those results between the Western United and those top 2 teams. Moving on then, and in the Champions League, Atalanta lost out to Paris Saint-Germain by 1-2. So Paris Saint-Germain through to the semi-finals. They will be playing either Leipzig or Atletico Madrid. That game should have kicked off 2 minutes ago, literally as we went live. So we'll bring you up to date with that result tomorrow morning here on the Morning Sports Briefing, because we come to you live at 7 a.m. every single morning, 7 days a week. I'm going to hand you over to Ashwin now, who's going to take us through our cricket update.
Good morning, Paul, and good morning to our viewers and listeners on the interweb. And as Paul mentioned, Pakistan are in a precarious position after a start-stop day at the end of day 1. After winning the toss, they elected to bat, and they were 126 for 5 at the end, with Babar Azam on 25, Mohammad Rizwan on 4 at the crease. Pakistan were well placed at 3 for 117, but 3 quick wickets towards the end of the day has exposed the tail. And I'll just bring up the scoreboard while I just go through the rest. See that, hopefully, a little bit small. So James Anderson was basically put some of his troubles behind him. Well, he hasn't really been bowling bad, just not having great luck. But he picked up 2 wickets for 35 runs off 15 overs. Now, Pakistan are going to need Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan to bat deep, as they have exposed that tail, and they're going to need them to bat deep to post a decent total. As mentioned before, after a start-stop day, play was called off late in the day with just 45 overs bowled. Now, the groundspeople were on the ground with the covers, etc., and then there was lightning in the area. So they left, and then the umpires basically decided to call it quits for the day. Now, just in some team news as well, to wrap it all up, Sam Curran has come in for Jofra Archer, which we did actually sort of thought might happen last night on swinging from the hip. And also Zach Crawley, which was predicted, comes in for Ben Stokes. And the Pakistan side, Fawad Alam came in to the side. Now, his wait of 11 years came to an end, but he wasn't there for long, unfortunately. He was out for a duck after about 4 balls. So that sort of wraps up the first day of the second test between England and Pakistan at the AGS Bowl. And that's our cricket news for today, Paul. Yep, you're on mute, Paul. Yep, you're on mute.
Thank you very much, Ashwin, for keeping us up to date on the cricket. I can hand you over to Stephen, who will take us through our birthdays.
Thank you, Paul, and good morning, everybody tuning into New Zealand Sport Radio. Well, we're on the cusp of your weekend, final day of the weekend birthdays today. A former All Black First Five who won the Premiership Player of the Year on multiple occasions, the brother of an outstanding All Black, and finally a South African-born All Black. But we start with Nick Evans, born this day, the 14th of August 1980, in Auckland, New Zealand, is a former rugby union footballer. He played for both the Highlanders and the Blues. He played it mostly at a fly half and a fullback. He joined Harlequins for the 2008-2009 Guinness Premiership season and remained with the club until his retirement on a deal reportedly worth £320,000 a year. He retired at the end of the 2016-17 season and joined the Quins coaching staff. Moving right along, we stay with the oval ball for all our birthdays this morning. Martin McKenzie, or Marty McKenzie, born this day, the 14th of August 1992, is a rugby union footballer who plays as either a fly half or a fullback. He represents the Southland Stags in the Mitre 10 Cup. He currently plays for the Chiefs in Super Rugby. Well, he did currently play for the Chiefs. He doesn't anymore. McKenzie was a member of the New Zealand under-20 side that competed in the 2012 IRB Junior World Championship in South Africa. McKenzie is also the brother of Chiefs first 5'8", Damien McKenzie. In March 2014, McKenzie was called up to play for the New Zealand Sevens team. And finally, Greg Rawlinson, born this day, the 14th of August 1978 in Durban, South Africa, is a former New Zealand Rugby Union international. Rawlinson, who has made 4 appearances for the All Blacks, was born in South Africa and moved to New Zealand in 2002. The second row rejected overtures from the Springboks to remain in All Black contention and was rewarded with a call-up to face Ireland in June 2006. He became only the second ever South African-born All Black to ever represent the All Blacks. Now, guys, if you can tell me who that other South African-born player who represented the All Blacks was, I'd be very impressed. That's our birthday.
He's got it there somewhere. No, not going to be able to tell you.
Come
on, you guys should know this. He played first five.
Oh, Andrew Mittens.
Yes, very good.
Andrew Mittens, yes.
I
knew when you said it, I should know this, but it wasn't coming to me at all.
all the cookies go to Ashwin.
And Rob got it in the live chat as well. So we're being helped out by our audience. Thank you, everyone who does join us at 7 a.m. every single morning here on New Zealand Sports Radio. For those of you who can't join us live on our Facebook page, then you can also listen to the recording on your commute or doing the gardening or the cooking if you're in lockdown there by downloading iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio or Acast and just search for New Zealand Sports Radio. In the rugby union news then, and the Highlanders and Hurricanes is still currently going ahead this weekend. Looking at the lineups, it's a bit of a special one this weekend, folks. Yes, the title has been decided, but co-captains for the Highlanders, Ash Dixon and Aaron Smith, are bringing up milestones. It'll be Ash Dixon's 100th cap for the 100th Super Rugby cap, and it will be Aaron Smith's 150th cap. So congratulations to both of them on their milestones. Aaron Smith has the second most number of caps for the Highlanders, behind Ben Smith. Ben Smith on 152. So I am assuming Aaron Smith keeps going next season, which I think we all think he will do. He will be looking at becoming the most capped ever Highlander player. So congratulations to them on their milestones, and we'll look forward to that one. Over on the Hurricanes side of things, and Dane Coles is going to become the most capped forward for the Hurricanes with 119 caps, passing Jeffrey Tumanga Allen's 118 caps. In other news over there with the Hurricanes, TJ Perinara will be unavailable as his wife is due to give birth to their first child. So That means Jamie Booth will be starting in the number 9 jersey. Also, we have a really young midfield with Peter Amagensen moving in one space to 12 and Billy Proctor starting at 13, with Vince also moving out to the wing instead at 14. No Van Wyck here, and with no news as to how his sighting went. I'm assuming that he got banned for that tip tackle on Aaron Smith last weekend. Don't forget, this weekend also the Gallagher Premiership kicks off up in England. So we've got lots of rugby this weekend to watch, even if we can't get the Blues versus the Crusaders. And also we have the Super Rugby AU. So do join us at 8 p.m. this evening. We'll be previewing all of the Super Rugby games ahead of the first clash in Super Rugby AU this evening. I'm going to hand you back now to Stephen, who's going to take us through our sport that keeps on giving update.
In league news this morning, the Melbourne Storm have jumped to the top of the NRL table with a 24-6 win over the Sydney Roosters. The Storm, who were without Cameron Munster and captain Cameron Smith, didn't skip a beat as they poured on the opening 4 tries of the match before the Roosters finally found the try line late in the second half. 17 errors proved crucial for the Roosters as they completed their sets at just 65% compared to 86% from the Storm. We wanted to focus on a good start this week, Storm fullback Ryan Pappenhausen said after the match. I said this a few weeks ago when Cameron Munster was out. Everyone steps up and feels they have to take on that extra bit of responsibility, and I think we did that very, very well. The next man up knows their jobs and they've just got to do it, and that's what Craig Bellamy asks of us. That's the head coach. Unfortunately for the defending premiers, that's the Roosters, they were dealt a triple injury blow to halfback Luke Keary, 5'8", Lachlan Lamb and veteran Mitchell Orbison. Cleary was rushed to hospital after suffering a rib injury with fears he may have internal bleeding. Wow. Orbison went down with a left arm injury while Lamb suffered a syndesmosis injury. I'm not too sure what that is. I don't even know if I said it properly. Today's blow adds to the club's lengthy injury list, which already has Captain Boyd Cordner, Victor Radley, Angus Crichton, Jared Warrior Hargraves, and Sam Farrell's on the sideline. So not great news for the Roosters there. Right, as we look to our tonight's games that are happening, remembering we have got the Warriors playing this evening from Central Coast Stadium, Gosford. The match starts at 8 p.m. And in our second game tonight, we have got the Parramatta Eels up against the St. George Dragons at Bankwest Stadium. That's at 9:55 p.m. this morning. And just before I head off, it appears a new Warriors coach, Nathan Brown, is not mucking around when it comes to targeting players to join him at the club in 2021. According to the Daily Telegraph, Brown has 5 players on his wish list. Bulldogs, Adam Beckrow, Adam Elliott, Wiggins centre, Oliver Gildart, Parramatta prop, Kane Evans, and also Dragons centre Ewan Aitken and fellow St. George player Jack de Belin are all in his sights. That latter player, Jack de Belin, was up on rape charges. I'll check on the progression of how that case was going. Not too sure about that signing, to be honest, lads. The Warriors have a number of players off contract at the end of the year, including Peter Hiku, Jared Beer, Lachlan Burr, and Isaiah Papali. Australian coach Mel Meninga said on Fox's League Super program that 5 players Brown is targeting are good selections. Adam Elliott is a great player. We don't know where Jack de Belin is going to be exactly. Ewan Aitken would be a great pickup. He's starting to find his feet in the centres with the Dragons. Oliver Gildart is an English international. He's a bit on the small side. You need big outside backs in the modern area, but he is very quick and's got great skill. Speaking of the Warriors as well, coming out of there. to Roger Tuivasa shit denying those reports. I'll be back with a wrap on tonight's games tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for that NRL update. Moving on to the basketball, and Steve Adams helped the Oklahoma Thunder to beat the Heat, the Miami Heat, 115 to 116. Yes, absolute thriller. Came down to 1 point. A big comeback in the final quarter, which they won 15-34. So yes, big comeback there for the Thunder. Clearly not heading into the finals and that's in a relaxed way, but actually really fighting all of the way. Steve Adams got 8 points and led the team with. Oh, actually, they didn't lead the team. And also got 8 rebounds as well, just getting 20 minutes on the clock. Basically, was the top player, 9 rebounds and 21 points for the Oklahoma City Thunder there. Now, my famous name pronouncing skills is going to be pushed to the absolute limit here. So, folks, I'm going to get the Milwaukee Bucks forwards name wrong, but Giannis Antetokounmpo has had a 1-match ban for headbutting an opponent. The 2019 MVP has been, has picked that up, so he'll be missing the Milwaukee Bucks next game. The Bucks currently sit top of the Eastern Conference, heading into the finals. So they'll definitely be wanting their MVP, or their one of their top player for the finals when they kick off. Moving on then to the America's Cup. And don't worry, folks, if you see the boats out on the in the harbour at alert level 3, they are allowed still to sail, being a company, and it is essential for their business to obviously, funny enough, to sail. So hence they're allowed to get onto the water as long as they follow correct health and safety guidelines. That's why Team New Zealand have got themselves Bluetooth monitoring cards to make sure that they stay socially distanced appropriately, and all that kind of thing. So don't worry, folks, if you see the boats out on the harbour, they are still allowed to sail at this level. Moving on then into the cycling, and a massive congratulations to George Bennett, who I think Nelson cyclist, who won the Grand Piemonte over in Italy, racing for his team. He's normally a domestique for within his team, who have got very competitive cyclists who will be challenging for races such as the Tour de France coming up. So this is one of the few chances that he, with Jumbo Visma, that he actually gets the chance to be a leader within that team. And he finished it off in style, attacking on the final climb and descent, and staying away in some wet and slippery conditions. So congratulations to him. He'll also be leading the team at the second Monument of the Year, Il Lombardia, which takes place this weekend. Normally, it's the final Monument of the Year, but obviously with this changed calendar, Il Lombardia happens after the Milan-San Remo, but before we have the other 3 monuments: the Liège-Bastogne-Liège, the Tour of Flanders, and Paris-Roubaix. So yes, he'll be up for one of the big 5 one-day races of the season. You have now started the day the best way, up to speed with all of the important sports news. So please do have a safe day, folks, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We're nearly there, folks. It is a bit of a wet day here in Hamilton, so do stay dry, do stay safe, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to help you start your day the best way.